Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dari and in my new video I will tell you the real cost of living in Russia and particularly living in Moscow for students. So please continue watching it. I think this video is really useful for people who are going to study in Russia, but also I want to notice that the country is really huge, what is obvious, but the price for living in different cities here sometimes completely different. So in this video I'm gonna focus on the price of living in Moscow, in the capital of Russia, because I lived there all my life and I'm pretty sure about all the prices here. And also I want to say that in this video I will tell you the prices in Russian rubles. So please check it in the internet, what is the difference between your currency and Russian rubles, what is the equal of them. I think it's called like this. Let's start with accommodation. You can rent one room apartment. It will cost you around 28,000 rubles per month. The apartment will not be located in the city center, it will be just in the living area, probably close to the underground, but not for sure. It won't be big. You can find cheaper, but probably it will be more far away from the city center, and also it will be smaller, probably some greenish design of apartment, and far away from the underground. Another option is to rent a room in the apartment, so you will live with some neighbors. It costs you around 15,000 rubles per month, but it also won't be located in the city center. And the third, one of the most common options of living in Moscow as a student, is to live in dormitory. Here I will tell you the price of living in the dormitory of my university here. It's located one station from the city center, so it's pretty close, and the price is 12,000 rubles per month if you are living with somebody else in the room, and if you want a private room, it will cost you 16,000 rubles per month. If you're renting a room or apartment, once a month you have to pay for gas, water, and usually the price for one room apartment is 5,000 rubles per month. But it depends of how you're using this gas and water. Sometimes it can be more, sometimes it's less. And if you're living with somebody else in the apartment, so you're renting just room, you usually split this price with other members. As you know, Moscow it's a huge city, so most likely you have to use public transport there, especially if you are not living in the city center. If you're a student of University of Moscow, you can make special student card that you can see here, and the price for 1 month using public transport, no matter how much, will cost you around 700 rubles, what I think is just a great price. But if you are not a student of Moscow University, you have to buy Troika. It's also a good option. It will cost you around 2,170 rubles per month, and you also can use public transport no matter how much. The next thing that I want to tell about is the price of food, but here I was thinking to say firstly how much I'm spending per month, but it's really difficult because maybe you buy different kind of food, so I decided to take you to the shop with me and to see the price of the main products. Let's go! I just came to the nearest supermarket from my house. Approximately these are the prices that you can see in most stores, but of course you always can find something cheaper. Speaking about pasta, you can always find good ones for 30 rubles, while rice usually costs about 80 rubles. In the shops, you always can find a lot of budget sweets that are produced in Russia. Speaking of alcohol, products made in other countries are usually 2-3 times more expensive than Russian alcohol, and vodka is the cheapest alcohol that you can find in the shops. Here you can see prices for different fish dishes, but usually it's more expensive. Here it's cheap. Hi again, long time not seen you. So let's continue. Probably you'd like to take a coffee with you to university, and the price to take away coffee will be around 100 rubles for 3 or 400 milliliters. But there are a lot of cheap coffee shops there and a lot of around universities in the city center. So usually I took for 50 rubles 200 milliliters coffee, and it was totally fine. Speaking about cafes and restaurants, here you have a really diverse choice, from super cheap to incredible expensive restaurants. But usually when you're going to cafe, it will cost you around 500 rubles to take some coffee or tea and some dish or dessert, for example. It's casual price, but of course you can find cheaper. And I really advise you here to take lunches, because sometimes for 3 or 400 rubles you can take a lunch with the soup, with the main dish and with the drink. Also, I would really advise you to go to some food courts like Mumu or Bratya Karavayli. When I was studying my university, I all the time gone there almost every day, and to take some different food, and every day you can take another things that you never tried, and every time they make some new dishes, so it's really good places, and also it's not expensive. And by the way, you can try Russian local food there, and it's just super tasty every time that I gone, and I miss it. If you're a student and want to go to some museums or galleries, you will be super happy, because in 99% there is a 50% sale for students for entrance tickets. If you're going to some government museums, the price will be around 150 and 200 rubles. If you're going to some private galleries, the entrance ticket will be around 300 rubles. And it can be cheaper, sometimes it can be free, sometimes maybe a little bit more expensive, but this is casual prices. And I think I never faced with the problem that I'm going to some museums and there are no sales for students. If you want to go to cinema, usually the price is 400 rubles for one movie. Sometimes it can be really cheap, but in the city center usually it's quite expensive. For example, I'm not living in the city center and I can go to cinema for 200 rubles. That's what I'm usually doing. And if you want to go to clubs, in most cases it's free. Only super like glamour clubs, you have to pay there, and it's around 1000 rubles for girls, I think. And I don't want to make a mistake here, but I think for boys it's more expensive. And the last thing that I want to tell you, it's about medical insurance. Citizens of Russia don't pay usually for insurance because we pay taxes. So that's why going to hospitals, to some medical centers, in most cases it's free for us, but it's not free because we pay taxes. But if you're coming to Russia from different country and you're going to study there, probably you have to pay for insurance. And I saw on the internet, the most popular price, it's around 17,000 rubles per year, but sometimes it can be cheaper for students and more expensive for adults, and it really depends. So it's just casual price that I found there. Maybe you find something cheaper, but also the parents of my friend who came from Ukraine, they paid this price per year for medical insurance. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was really useful for you. If you have still some question about price of living in Moscow, please write me down in the comments. I will reply to all of them. And take also a look on other video of mine about unique places of the city, where I showed you my favorite places of Moscow. And don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to this channel, and I really hope to see you in the next videos of mine.